From the KVSC studios at St. Cloud State University, this is Jim Gray with The Men in the Box, and it's time for
Movies on the Radio.
Gypsy, this is more than just a movie review or critical review, because I think if I looked you up if I looked this movie up on IMDb, I might even find a line for you.
There is a movie, yeah. My name is Gypsy McGreevy. I also go by the name Chuck Weiser every now and then, and I have had the pleasure of being involved, especially with Halloween and horror comedy. I was involved in the making of a movie called All Hail the Popcorn King, which celebrates the work of Joe Lansdale. And if you want comedy horror, you need look no further than his movie Bubba Hotep, starring Bruce Campbell. There's also a drama out called Cold in July, starring Michael C. Hall, Don Johnson, and Sam Shepard.
Oh, my.
And that is an amazing movie. He wrote one of the DC animated movies, Son of Batman, which has also done very well. Joe Lansdale, Karen Lansdale, Keith Lansdale, and Casey Lansdale are all published authors and an amazing force. So Hansi Oppenheimer, who is a creative force, a filmmaker and writer from New York City, she also wrote and produced Colored Me Obsessed, the film about the Replacements. And she has set her eyes on Joe Lansdale. And she has put together this documentary involving interviewing some of the more famous writers out there. Stephen King's son, Joe Hill. Bruce Campbell is interviewed. A lot of other writers are interviewed. And Joe Lansdale is somebody where, if you've heard of him, you've got respect. He's not widely known, but where he is known, he is absolutely respected as a man who does his own thing. He sells, he's from East Texas, and he has made me fall in love with Texas the same way that Mark Twain made me fall in love with the Mississippi. He writes with a voice unique to the area. It celebrates the area, again, in much the same way that other writers have done about theirs. Anyways, Hansi Oppenheimer and editor Brian Harrison Mack from California have put this together. I am in the movie. I got interviewed. She found me on a Joe Lansdale fan site and did a phone interview with me for about an hour. And she has flown around the country and done telephone interviews with all these people. And I was able to go to the premiere screening. I've been to 2 screenings now. I've been to a screening at the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema in Austin, Texas, which was an amazing time. That was the premiere, followed by a question and answer. And it just screened in Santa Fe at the John Cocteau Cinema, owned by George R.R. Martin. There are screenings for New York City, for Los Angeles, and for Nacogdoches, Texas. So the film is moving around. It's going to end up in some convention circuits, I'm sure. And it's called All Hail the Popcorn King. It's a tribute to Joe Lansdale, and it is just an honor to be involved with it. I'm in it as a book collector. And also...
not wrong. I've seen your basement, buddy.
And I've also... That's right. And also, as I've been helping out, I have worked my way into the role of associate producer.
Yes.
So I've helped produce it. I've been in it. I have been sitting in the lobby selling merchandise during a couple of the screenings. And I've met some of the greatest writers in the world. So it's been an amazing couple of months, really.
Including?
George R.R. Martin. But Joe Lansdale, I've been reading... Right. Well, Joe Lansdale I've been reading since the late 80s. And what's really amazing for me is the list of people my name is alongside during the credits. And there are some authors that didn't make the final cut that I've been reading since the 80s. I'm like, oh my God, one of my authors got cut, but I'm still in it. So I'm kind of amazed. Somebody obviously wasn't checking references.
Right.
But I've been involved seeing this thing get off the ground, and they're working on getting a DVD out and
that was going to be my next question was, so I want to go see this thing, or I want to find it now or in the future. Where's it bound for?
There will be a hard copy, and she is looking at different streaming platforms as well right now. So it could end up on Netflix. It could end up on any one of these streaming platforms. So it's getting shopped around. Again, seeing how this is breaking into and the work it takes to get into the theaters and to get the product out there is really quite amazing. It's a lot of work, especially when you have no budget. Some of the people that have been involved are also very passionate about the things. Judy Pancoast is in the movie. She is a been nominated for a Grammy with music, and she's a published author, and she has done a stage adaptation of one of the Lansdale stories. She's turning in one of the stories into a musical.
Wow.
Christmas with the Dead, the musical. It's very odd stuff. It's very funny, but it's straight up. It's unflinching, and it just does what it does, which is entertain.
Well, thanks for coming in to tell us a little bit about All Hail the Popcorn King.
Thank you.
Very cool.